Hi everyone, I'm excited to present 7 tips on how to increase productivity when working remotely. Whether you are new to remote work or already a seasoned pro, I hope you find some of the benefits in my presentation today essential. Based on some research and statistics completed by Stanford University, 40% of US employees embrace remote work at least one day a week in 2023. Now this, in fact, in addition to me working remotely full-time since last year, made me wonder if productivity increased for remote workers. After some research, another Stanford study on productivity expressed a concern of 10% less productivity by full remote workers versus in-person workers. If you're like me and always eager to beat the statistics and looking for ways to improve every day, consider some of these important tips shared by me through some research with the help of National Institution of Health. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Tip number 1, the importance of creating your own workspace. Imagine walking into your designated workspace, your own little productivity paradise, and you have the chance to fill it with essentials you need to navigate your workday. That could include pens, notebooks, possibly a fancy mug, or a motivational quote calendar, because why not? Make it feel like your space. What about the location? The most important fact about designated workspace is that it should offer you privacy with less noise to enable better focus. You should avoid your bed or couch. Understanding that working from the same dedicated workspace every day is like training your brain to go into turbo mode as you enter magical zone of working. It's like a switch and it flips. The National Institute of Health quotes in one of their studies that use of a workstation has an impact to productivity. Now, however, the workspace alone is not the key to productivity, but can assist on your journey to getting more productive. That brings me to tip number 2, and the importance of setting expectations. Let me give you an example. As I started my adventure of remotely working from home, my loved ones assumed my constant availability. To eliminate this distraction, I had an open conversation to explain my focus during working hours towards work, but allowing also that intentional time for my loved ones during break time, lunch, or after work. Yes, I did have to lay down the law, but in a nice way. Surprisingly, setting expectations even improved self-efficiency for my children. Now that's the bonus point. But now let's be honest. Setting expectations for yourself on self-discipline is also a great consideration. Turning off those non-essential notifications, inform family or friends that you're unavailable until after work, and using apps or blockers to keep those distractions away, completely turning off your cell phone if you can. You're in charge of your intentional focus. Tip number 3 is to create a routine. I know the days of rushing and traffic jams is over, but that routine remains crucial. It unlocks productivity and embraces our best selves. Here's the deal. Start your day consistently at the same time, take regular breaks to recharge, and wrap up work at a set time. Personally, I still walk my dogs in the morning, get myself and the kids ready, and nothing changed. Now I can say I don't miss the commute and traffic, but I want to highlight the emphasis on getting myself ready, meaning dress for success. Another great way to not only look professionally and sharp, but preparing your mind for the day ahead and a smooth transition from home life to work life. Think of what your routine should be like and then stick to it. Tip number 5 marks effective communication, which is incredibly important when fostering that teamwork and achieving project success remotely. Making sure that you stay connected with your team by utilizing tools like email, instant messaging, or video calls to keep everyone on the same page. Regularly checking in with your coworkers, managers, customers, that's essential to ensure that you're feeling good and things are running smoothly. One of the aspects I've come to enjoy about remote work is the newfound connection it brings. There is no more barriers of an on-site, in-office door that can hinder communication. Now, a simple ping or email can get you the answer you need, and you can reach out whenever a question arises instead of waiting for the right moment. That is the beauty of remote work. Now that comes with professionalism, clear communication, and being candid with one another. These aspects are vitally important to maintain a thriving remote work environment and staying productive. Think about what you're going to communicate. Now let's talk about tip number 5, which highlights the use of your time and making the most of it. After reading over challenges and opportunities of remotely working from home, prioritizing and managing your work time effectively can truly level up your game. Creating a to-do list can work wonders. Break those big projects into little bite-sized tasks to keep your momentum going and avoid feeling overwhelmed. And don't forget to celebrate your successes by marking tasks as completed on your list. Don't we all love that? A great tool to try out, if you haven't already, is the Pomodoro technique. I use it all the time. It helps me focus on time and tasks at hand. Trust me, it's a total game changer. But let's not forget about your well-being. Tip number 6, a National Institute of Health research made mention of the incredible benefits of self-care, enhancing not only self-confidence, but increased productivity and happiness. Prioritize your well-being. Incorporate regular exercise, healthy meals, enough sleep, and all that with a routine. Take refreshing walks during breaks. Try out some exercises to focus on your body and mind, and you'll feel more energized, focused, productive. Remember, your well-being matters. Talking about well-being reminds me of another great way of enhancing productivity by joining offered webinars. This is not just a huge benefit for endless opportunities of learning and growth, but it really helps you keep your skills sharp while staying up to date with industry trends. This helps get motivated and stay productive and opens more doors to climb the career ladder. This brings me to my last valuable tip. Tip number 7. To join all the virtual workshops, attend webinars, or explore online courses. Expand your knowledge and watch your productivity soar. Now, let's sum it all up. Here's all 7 tips to consider when we desire to be more productive as a remote worker. Tip number 1, create a dedicated workspace. Tip number 2, setting expectations for yourself and others. Tip number 3, establish a routine. Tip number 4, communicate effectively. Tip number 5, manage your time wisely. Tip number 6, my favorite one, take care of yourself. Tip number 7, invest yourself in continuous learning. Don't wait, start making intentional changes today and maximize your productivity. I have no doubt that you are destined to become a remote work superstar. Thank you for listening and have a great evening.